Okay. So, I'm live again. Hopefully somebody shows up this time. My gosh, YouTube, you've got to get better with notifying people. Let me get to my channel on my Chromebook. I'm using Streamlabs because I just didn't have time to put myself together. Okay, it's showing I'm live. Now, where's my chatters? Come on, everybody, let's have some coffee and talk about Darlie. Showing one viewer, but that's me. Looking at my own channel. Anyways, I watched the door. I'm just going to start talking. There's somebody else. Hey, how are you? I was live once and I had to cancel it because like nobody showed up. I sit there like two minutes and something. Hey, Mel. Hey, Chari. How are y'all? So I'm using Streamlabs again because I'm trying to get used to it. Plus, I just didn't have time to put myself together this morning. It just takes too much time. You're going to put Joshy to bed? Has it been real quiet tonight? What do you mean? On YouTube? Did you watch Darlie's 2020 last night? I watched it. I found it very interesting. Oh, really? I started to go live last night, but I didn't. I've been trying not to get on YouTube around my hubby because you know how I am, Mel. I get obsessed with these true crime cases and drive him insane. Crap, I don't have Netflix, Mel. Gosh. Like, I know a lot about Ted Bundy, but I'm still learning new things about him. I didn't know he ate some of his victims. Hey, Chari, thank you very much. I'm going to say that too to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Love you all. Hear my chair squeaking? Stupid chair. Yeah, I heard that Ted Bundy actually ate some of his victims. Maybe not like ate their whole body, but like would bite them. And I guess, I don't know if they meant rip pieces of flesh off and eat it or actually fried up and eat it. So I watched the new documentary about Darlie, and basically it's really not that new. There were just some added scenes. It's basically from the other documentary, The Last Defense, right? There was just some more added scenes to it. The Innocence Project did pick up her case. So they must believe in her innocence for them to pick up her case. Also, something very interesting in the documentary was Darin, Darlie's ex-husband. Gosh, the last time I seen him, he was like young. He's like old looking now. Of course, it's been 2 decades. But he said that he never planned or wanted anyone to rob his home for an insurance scam. That was something, hey Samara, that was something that Darlie's defense team wrote up and got him to sign. And he said, I signed it thinking I could help Darlie. They were trying to get her some sort of appeal. So he said that was not true. That was made up. He also said, you know, they divorced in 2011. And he didn't divorce her because he thought she was guilty. It's just he needed to move on with his life. Every time Darlie looked at him, she saw Devin, which it's kind of funny he said that because I always think to myself in my own head, gosh, Devin looked just like Darin and Damon looked like Darlie. But anyways, he said, and when he looked at Darlie, he just saw pain. So it was just time that, you know, he move on with his life because she's not getting out of prison. And I guess, you know, this caused them a lot of problems, her being on death row, of course. But he said that he still believed in her innocence, he still supported her, and that he will always love her, which I found that very interesting. He said that. I don't know when this was filmed, but I thought Darin had remarried. I mean, if I was his wife, that would kind of piss me off that he said that. That's just me. Right, right, Mel Mel. Now, her defense team did not comment, or at least I didn't see it, on what he said. Um, what was kind of confusing for me is after Darlie was convicted, I can't remember how many months later, but it was over a year later, Darin actually took a lie detector test. And he actually failed that lie detector test. Darlie took one too, but hers was inconclusive. That's why the defense didn't bring it up at trial, I guess. But this was after that Darin took his, and he failed. So I wonder why he failed if he claims that that was cooked up by the defense team to help Darlie. And he said he just signed it thinking, it would help Darlie. Hey, Will, good morning. And y'all tell me if my mic starts cracking up. It did the other day. I didn't know it was that bad until I went back and watched my video. And I was like, crap, I wish somebody had told me it didn't straighten up. And I was just unhooked it and went without a mic. Yeah, he still fails. Good point. Good point. And he actually failed. There was a question about did he know who did this to his family? Something like that. I don't remember how it was worded, but he failed that question. And like I said, he also failed about wanting someone to break into the house, I believe. I could be wrong about that. But I always ask how come it took so long for them to retest some of the DNA stuff in the fingerprint? And one of her appellate attorneys was on there, and I guess they had to, a federal judge court ordered more DNA testing and the fingerprint to be analyzed, but the state didn't want it done. So that's a little bit confusing because I don't know about the laws. I mean, you would think if a federal judge ordered it, then the state would have to do it. But so I'm confused about that. But the appellate lawyer said that they have been waiting 9 years for them to analyze that fingerprint. And, for the first time ever, my heart actually felt for Darlie. Now, I have felt for her mom when her mom's been on there giving interviews, it's made me cry. Darlie actually made me cry last night, which I felt strange because she never had before. I mean, she always just talks in that little girl voice and blinks her eyes, I've noticed, when she's answering certain questions. I don't know if that's habit or what, but she actually made me cry when she started crying. That was actually real tears. Now, was that tears because of her kids, or was that tears kind of combined because she's on death row? I don't know. But I did feel for her. I really did. And she would have had to be a hell of an actress to pull that one off. I've seen her kind of fake cry before. I don't know if it's fake cry, but really didn't see many tears. But last night, I really felt for her. Now, I missed the first part of it, which I don't think I missed anything too important besides the basics. I guess private testing costs a lot of money. Um, hey, Katie. Good morning. I'm sorry I missed you. Um, I lost track. I look at the chat and I lose track, guys. I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Last night, I was feeling very conflicted, as I'm always conflicted about it. Sometimes I'll say on here, I think she's guilty. Then sometimes I don't know. Then sometimes I think she's innocent. At this point, with what I learned about the DNA testing last night, they took the little fingerprint brush, right? And they tested the cut string, dusted it. And then they used the same brush to test the bread knife that was supposedly used to cut the screen going out of the laundry room. Katie feels like she's guilty. I'm sure they could erase Buns. She has, I follow her Facebook page they have for her, and I'm sure she has tons of supporters. But where the DNA or the forensics evidence was kind of contaminated, I feel, I do think that they should take another look at that. And you should, with all these questions, they just shouldn't put someone to death. Because the forensic guy, I can't think of his name right offhand, he had been wrong in another case. And on top of the court transcriber having all those flaws in the court transcripts and everything, I just feel like kind of that Darlie was convicted more on the tape about the silly string incident. And there was even a juror member on there last night that said that put the icing on the cake. To me, that lady that was on there giving the interview, the juror member, she kind of came off to me like she knew Darlie was guilty from the get-go. And you're not supposed to do that when you're a member of the jury. You're not supposed to judge them on all that. And Darlie's defense lawyer, he was way too confident. He didn't, I don't know why he didn't want to show the jury the tape of the memorial. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat. Give CC some love, everyone. Support what we all love and what we want to see more of. Oh, thank you, Will, so much. Y'all, please check out 411 Now's channel if you've not already subscribed to him. He has a great true crime channel, and he's a great person. Thank you, Will, so much. Maybe one of these days, the money, I'll figure out how to see it in AdSense. It still shows I've not crossed the threshold. Now, I don't know why. I have filled out everything and done everything right. So, maybe it just takes some time. That's kind of cool how I'm doing this Streamlabs, and it kind of made like a little dinging noise when Will super chatted. So, that's cool. I'm still figuring out this. Hey, The Light Truth. How are you? Long time no see. Okay, now I got off track what I was talking about. Oh, the lawyer. Okay, why didn't they want to show the jury the evidence of the memorial service before the silly streak? Now, I will admit, the silly string video is a little bit odd, but people do things different when it comes to death. Some people have celebrations of life. Personally, I find it a little bit odd. Little bit, I don't know the word for it. But that does not mean that she murdered her children because they did that at the graveyard. But I feel like the jury convicted her on that tape. But I'm just wondering why the defense attorney didn't show the memorial service before that when she was crying and stuff. From what the documentary showed, the lawyer she had, crap, I can't think of his name. He was a good lawyer in Dallas, but where they moved it to this little small town, what's it called, Kirksville or something like that, Kirksville. He was just a little bit too confident. He really didn't think she would be convicted because of, they really didn't have a lot of evidence. So he got a little bit too cocky, and he did some things wrong, and she got found guilty and convicted to death. Kerrville. Thank you, Light Truth. You know a lot about the Darlie case, right? The Light Truth? Gosh, I've got to get you on here one day. I heard that you knew a lot about the case. And I only know this because I caught Bride's video the other day, girl. That's all I'll say about that. Well, see, Josette, the thing about the super chats is I'm way past $100. I've been past $100. I'm like past $200, and there's still nothing that shows up when you go to AdSense. It says the threshold's not been met. But when you go to the site and hit reports, it shows my videos and what I've made off the ads. But I don't know about the super chats, is they just are not showing. I'm very confused. Crap, I'm going to have $1,000 before I even figure out how to get it from AdSense, which would be great. Probably be Christmas before I figure out how to get the money. My husband says, "Why do you worry about that for? I get you what you need and stuff." But it's because people super chatted me. I mean, crap, I don't want YouTube just to keep it all. That's not what they super chat for, you know? We know YouTube keeps some, and I'm not just wanting to give it to them all. And something as I've been worried about is Diane's channel. You know, it's a drama channel. She got demonetized, and they kept $800 worth of super chats of hers. YouTube's shady. Yeah, I don't know how to contact them. Yeah, well, I actually thought about asking you, like, to video chat with me one day and let me, like, point my camera towards my AdSense so we could look through it and figure out what's wrong. They've got my social, tax info, um, address, all that. But I just don't understand it. But see, I made a mistake one time. I had my channel linked to another email address. And I decided to do away with that and link it up to my personal email address, not the CC Life email address. And I don't know if that interfered with it or if it takes a while after you first get monetized because I thought I heard someone say it took them over 6 weeks to get when they first got started to get paid. So I don't know. I mean, of course I could use the extra money. I mean, I'm not a poor girl, but I mean, I'm not rich. I wouldn't even consider myself middle class, not at all. Send a tweet. I could shine on. Hey, girl. Hey, Kay. Did I say good morning to you? Me and Kay are going to start doing a live stream together on Fridays. We've got to work out the details. We need to get that done so we can be planning out. Oh, really, Gisette? Well, I mean, when you go look at my address and everything, it says verified. When I'm in my AdSense account, it says verified, lit up like with green right there about my address. I thought they were supposed to send like a PIN number or something from Google. I told my mom to be out on the lookout for it um, in the mailbox, but it's not come. God, I hope she did not lose that. I should have sent it to the P.O. box here in my town, but I don't know why I did that. I guess because with my social, when I filled out my tax info, that's what's on my tax info is that address, so I used that. I don't know. Gosh, I even thought about demonetizing myself and starting fresh, but no, can't lose all that money. That's not fair to the viewers that super chatted or to me. I don't know. YouTube's weird. And I mean, if they're going to take 40% of people's super chats, they could at least notify people when people do a live stream. It looks like junk mail. Okay, well, I've told my son, he helps my mom get the mail and stuff. He'll go get it for her. To be on the lookout. I didn't know if it came from AdSense or YouTube, but to be on the lookout for one of them. So, and I was like, if you get that piece of mail and keep an eye out for it, son, I'll give you $50. I was going to give him money anyways. So, Will, have you ever done a Darlie video? If not, you need to. Guys, I'm loving this Streamlab. It's longer, a half sheet rip-off page. Not an actual envelope. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Okay, the light truth says, crap, my message disappeared. Where is my chat? Let me have to get back on the Chromebook. Okay. Thank you, Will. Thank you so much. See, when I can get my YouTube money, then I'm going to get my own debit card so I can support people's channels too and super chat them. I share one with my hubby, and he doesn't know about YouTube and super chats, and so I don't even bother asking for the debit card unless I'm ordering something from Amazon or something. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a potty break real quick. Sorry, guys. Let me mute. Okay, guys, sorry. I can't help it. Coffee runs right through me. Who's Brenda Kay? Yes, Kay, I did watch it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Um, I, I really, what was very shocking for me. Oh, thank you, Katie. My videos are not that great. Oh God, let me say this real quick before I forget. I always say don't respond to people's negative comments, but this really annoyed me. Someone told me that my voice was annoying, and they left it a couple days ago. Thank you, Candy, for telling me my voice was annoying. Please do not watch my channel if I annoy you. I had to say that because, like, I cannot stand rude people. That is so rude. If I found, and I do find certain people's voice annoying, I do not watch their channel and I do not comment. Some people need to learn some manners and some class. I deleted their comment mail and blocked them from my channel because I know my voice is a little annoying. It's kind of like a Loretta Lynn voice. If you know who Loretta Lynn is, coal miner's daughter. But to comment that to someone is so unclassy and so rude. And I just wanted to say that. Now, I don't have a college education, but I have a lot of common sense. And people that comment things like this are lacking common sense and common decency. Thank you. Thank you, Will. I don't like to respond to comments. That's the first negative comment I've got. I couldn't tell you how long, in a month or two. Longer than that, probably. But I just wanted to say something about that because it kind of hurt my feelings, to be honest. And I'm kind of a little self-conscious about my voice anyways, and this person probably knows that. I just don't get why someone takes the time to comment such things. Like, don't freaking listen. Hey, Katie. Katie's just a Southern. Well, thank you all. Yeah, Mel, they can shove it. I mean, yeah. Like, and they're commenting that using their newborn baby as a profile picture. Like, you don't go around trashing people and have your kid as a profile picture because there are some crazy people on YouTube, and on social media. That's what my hubby said. They said they're just jealous because they're not Southern. I was like, yeah, right. I gotta get a lighter, y'all. I had told M's Coffee Combo, I was like, you can't respond to every negative comment. And I wasn't going to make like a community post, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Because I just thought that was just so rude. I would much rather hear your video sucks or you need to do this or that I really don't care. I love when people correct me on my pronunciation or if I've got something wrong. Y'all know I like y'all doing that. But just to come out and be flat out rude, screw them. I mean, I just find it so rude. Like, even though I'm behind a keyboard, I would be so embarrassed and ashamed of myself if I wrote comments like that to people. And it's really not that bad of a comment. It's just rude. Shine On says, I love Americans' accents, especially the Southern accents. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Kay, I don't know what to think about these people. I mean, don't they have any shame? Don't they have any manners? And that's all the comment said. It said, you are, with the U and the R, and they didn't even spell your. It says, you are voice so annoying, something like that. And I was like, he said that he would be on a video with me if I ever wanted to do like a Q&A. Yeah, Ems, like there are a lot of people that I don't like here on YouTube. You don't hear me say their names on my channel, and you don't see me going to their channel just to comment something negative. If I'm watching something and I don't like it, I click off of it. I don't even give it a thumbs down. I don't write anything. I just click off of it. I'm not going to be negative on anyone's channel either. I mean, they would have to have done something pretty bad or said something pretty bad for me to even comment. Usually when it's people like that are just mean-spirited here on YouTube, I don't watch them. I don't bother with them. They're just a waste of my, time to watch. Yeah, don't Ems. That's what I was saying earlier. I told you, don't make community posts when these people comment because you're just giving them more attention. But sometimes you do have to say stuff. You have to let them know that you're not going to put up with it. I hope this person's watching now because you are very rude. Now, I've got a couple different candies that watch me. And this was one that I didn't recognize the name. It was Candy something. It wasn't that Candy Cane girl. Candy something other cane. It wasn't her. But the name did have Candy in it. I just wanted to clarify that because I do have a girl that watches me by that name. Yeah, it pissed me off too. Like, I can't help the way that I talk. I mean, that's why I didn't want to do YouTube because I talk so countrified. But, oh well. I know, Ems. I know. Bye, the light truth. Much love to you. Yes. I may still have your email, honey. I'm going to shoot you an email. I need to get you on here to talk about Darlie. Oh, thank you, Ems. I like your voice too. I love your dogs. They're so cute. Crap, I fell asleep last night and didn't get to watch your giveaway, the drawing for it. I saw your community post. Jules won this morning. I need to have a giveaway. I've got to get some merchandise to give away first. Maggie's working on the shirts. Okay, let's get off of the live chat on my Chromebook here. And let's look up Maleah. Of course, I don't even have to type her name in. Let's see what the latest article is. Uh-oh. Right here's one. It says Malia Davis, mom's ex-fiance, seen before and after Davis's disappearance. And it's saying he was carrying out bags. We're getting a first look at exclusive surveillance photos showing Darin Vince, the former fiance of Malia Davis' mother, before and after the 4-year-old disappeared. In one photo, a man identified as Vince is seen leaving the family's apartment last Friday with a laundry basket and a black garbage bag inside. Oh my God, guys. Y'all know what? He was probably carrying her body out. Okay. Sources believe Vince is seen in a second photo, proportionately showing his arrival at Sugarland Methodist Hospital Saturday night. His 1-year-old son can be seen in his arms, but Maleah's not with him. According to police, Vince said he was attacked by 3 Hispanic males last Friday while he was on his way to pick up Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowens, from Bush Intercontinental Airport. Vince said he was with Maleah and his son when he left unconsciousness on the side of the road. When he regained consciousness, Vince said he found himself on Highway 6 near First Colony Mall. On Wednesday, authorities told ABC 13 Eyewitness News that Vince's story changed multiple times when they questioned him. Friday, Maleah's mother made disturbing allegations of abuse against her former fiance in a press conference alongside community activist Quanell X. I hope I said his name right. Quanell X acknowledged Bowens never reported the alleged abuse to police. Okay, so she never reported the alleged abuse to police. So by that statement right there, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like she knew that he abused Maleah before. Right, guys? It says Quanell X acknowledged Bowens never reported the alleged abuse to police. And I can't, it's not even showing the video of him carrying the laundry basket out. But when I get off my live stream, I'm going to find it. Throw it into a video. He definitely killed Maleah. What was that? Why can't I see my chat or anything, guys? Okay. Let me go back to my chat so I can see why that dinged. It's not showing me why it did. Let me get out of Google here. Sorry, guys. It's some kind of alert. There I am. Current streams. Sonny, I hear Sonny Rooster out there cockadoodling. I'm so mad at him. He's totally dumped me. He broke up with me. Oh my gosh. Only me could get dumped by a rooster. Bye, Mel. I thought that was like some kind of... Oh, hey, Ellie. I didn't see you. Sorry. I don't know why it did. It's somebody super chatted and I didn't see it. Thank you. And sorry. I didn't see it. It clicked for some reason. Oh, it's Facebook Messenger, Kay? Gotcha. Girl, I'm going to have to turn back on my notifications. I have to turn them off. There's like all these men from different countries trying to call and video chat me. See, I get in there right now. And there's men from Nigeria trying to get a hold of me. Goodness gracious. Okay. Thank you, Kay. That's the last one, him just strolling into the hospital. The baby looks perfect condition. Let's see this one. Oh my gosh. So he's carrying out a laundry basket. There's no way that child could be in that basket, could she? He's got a laundry basket and he's got something in a black trash bag inside the laundry basket. And he's carrying it out. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how to bring this picture up on screen. Okay. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm going to have to do we're going to do a split screen here in a second. Oh, crap. Please don't disconnect my stream. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I've got so many. Crap. Okay. So give me just 1 second. I hope my stream didn't disconnect. Okay, guys. Now, let me see if I can get the picture up here. I got to crop it first because I don't want to show Katie's last name. For some reason, it doesn't want me to crop it. This is crazy, y'all. Here, maybe we can do it there. Okay. Now, hey Skittlepox, let me see. We can add the image. Okay. Here we go, guys. There he is. Sorry, guys. It took me just a second. I'm not sophisticated like Kate. She can, True Crime Truth Finder, she can have this stuff up on the screen in a second. But not me. Oh, my goodness, guys. I just got a pain under my ribs. So there he is, leaving the apartment complex, holding that basket. There's something black in a trash bag there. I guess he could have her kind of in a fetal position. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Lisa. Hey, Skittle Fox, how are you? We was just talking earlier about the Darlie episode that was on 2020. Yeah, it's the fic they're talking about. And also, I heard, I got to stand up. I got a pain in my ribs. I also heard that Quanell X this morning in a news conference. He said when Maleah's mom, Brittany, was out of town, that I guess she had talked to Darin on the phone, and he said that he had cleaned house. So, he's probably cleaning up the murder. Maybe he smothered her or strangled her. I'm sure that the house, the apartment, is the crime scene. I don't know if her little body could fit in that laundry basket. She only weighed, what, 30 to 40 pounds, was 3 feet tall and something. I hope they get some kind of evidence. All they have is really circumstantial stuff right now. and their gut feeling. Did they say the house smelled like bleach? I only caught bits and pieces of it this morning. I got up and put that little video together about Darlie. The Inside Edition had an article about the episode last night. It's basically just tells what happens. You know, there were some new things in the last offense last night. That was the first time I'd heard Darin say that he lied about wanting the house robbed for an insurance scam. He said that Darlie's defense team concocted that story, and he went along with it to help Darlie. What? They found... Yeah, he was awful quick to defend her. Med gas guy. Hey, welcome. Yeah, I wanted to win that giveaway too, Katie. I'm looking back through. Look up affidavit of Darin Routier on Google. Okay. Give me just a second. Sorry about my chair squeaking. That drives me insane. See what it's saying. Okay. Here is something. Where is Darin Routier now? The last offense will allow him to tell his side of the story. It didn't bring up his affidavit. Oh, right here. Got it. Okay. Let's get some glasses on. I see why people use multiple devices when they're live streaming. When I look at, I can see two different chats. It helps me not miss stuff. Okay, I'm looking at the affidavit of Darin Routier. My name is Darin Routier. I'm over the age of 21. I reside in McKinney, Texas. I'm capable and fully confident to make this affidavit. The statement hereon are true and correct to the best of my knowledge. I am the husband and petitioner of Darlie Routier. In 1994, I spoke to a person about my Jaguar automobile. In that conversation, I said that it wouldn't bother me if the Jaguar was stolen. That person then stole the Jaguar. In March of April 1996, I asked my father-in-law, Robbie Gene Key, if he knew anyone who would agree to burglarize my home as part of an insurance scam. I said that I would arrange for my family to be absent from my home at 5801 Eagle Drive, that someone who I would hire would come to the house and take away the furniture and other items from my house in a U-Haul truck, and that I would then pay the person from the proceeds of the resulting insurance payments. Between March 1996 and May 1996, I told multiple people of my planned insurance scam. In the late evening of June 5th, 1996, I had a verbal disagreement with my wife, Darlie Routier. During that discussion, my wife asked me for a marital separation. Wow. I first met attorney Douglas Mulder in July 1996. I met at least once a week with Mr. Mulder in July 1996. The subject of the meetings was Mr. Mulder's potential representation of my wife, Darlie Routier, and I in her criminal trial. Wow. Wow, that's just a little strange to me. I mean, the way this is worded. Between March 1996 and May 1996, I told multiple people of my planned insurance scam. But last night, Um, he said that he only signed that, and his lawyers had come up with that. Now, Skittlepox, Brian, what do you have to say about that? What is your belief? Darin said that he was lying last night on the last offense. He said that he only signed that because he thought it would be helping Darlie. Yes, you've got to go watch that. I was like, wow. And he said, and this is what he said, Brian. He said, if I knew who murdered my children, I would go put a bullet in them myself. That's what he said. Yes, what else would he lie about? He said that her defense team concocted that story and he signed it and it had pictures of the paper that he signed and he just went along with it to try to help Darlie. And he also said, which he's aged a lot. I said this earlier, but he also said he divorced Darlie because every time that Darlie looked at him, she saw Devin, and every time he looked at Darlie, he saw pain. And it was time for him to move on with his life. He didn't divorce her because he thought she was guilty. He said that he will always love Darlie. Isn't he remarried? Um, and also something that they said, Brian, very interesting. They said that the brush that they used to fingerprint where the screen was cut, they also they did that first and then they went and dusted the bread knife. So it could have been transferred. Particles could have been transferred, the fiber and rubber particles. Well, that's what he said. Well, I don't know exactly how he said it. Uh, I can't remember if he said she wanted the divorce or, anyways, that's the reason they divorced. But I heard one of the reasons they divorced is because of that insurance scam. She didn't know anything about that. And when she found out, I guess it started making her ask questions. Well, it was what they're saying is when they dusted the screen with that brush, then they went and dusted the knife, and particles come off that brush where they had dusted the screen with it. Transferred. Oh, really, Brian? See, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going by what you know more about it than me. Angela, hey. Wow, Angela. The moms, see, we were wondering this the other day, Angela, when, but somebody said she flew out on Tuesday, but you're saying Brittany Bowens' dad died in April 11th. Wow. Yeah, I know, Lisa. This woman is a registered nurse. She's highly educated. They said she could have been suffering from postpartum, and then someone in the comment section says, "Well, you know, what's the excuse for lying to authorities about being her baby being kidnapped?" Oh, really, Brian? I've not seen that. Yes, Charlotte, absolutely. Those boys were targeted. Oh, yeah, Brian, I was going to tell you something. Remember the other day when we talked on the phone, I brought up the thing about the sock. Well, on this new documentary, the appellate lawyer, well, one of the lawyers, defense lawyers, says that the sock may have had like chloroform, something on it, where they could hold over Darlie's mouth. So that's why she doesn't remember everything. The fingerprint brush and the screen fibers are consistent with each other. Oh, really, Kay? Yeah, Lisa, I went through her Facebook too. It looked like they had a really nice home and life. Did you see the little girl? That woman has a little girl, the Madden woman that threw her baby over the ravine. Has a little blonde-headed girl. She's super cute. There was only one fiber on that knife, the light truth. They would smell the chloroform. I don't know. That's what they said. I don't know if they actually said chloroform, but that's what I took it as. Said something could have been put on there. They're not consistent with each other. Well, I don't know. They also said the first responder, Waddell, that he lied, that Darlie was trying to help her kid. Why did he say that she wasn't? I mean, what would be his purpose for lying on her? I mean, I don't know. I'm so confused. Hey, Joe Douglas. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to start an argument with anybody or debate anybody, but it seems like they pretty much decided that she was the one that done it as soon as they got there, basically. Now I will admit the tape, because last night they said one of the juror members said that tape was the icing on the cake of her doing the silly string, and I said this before, that juror member seemed like she already knew Darlie was guilty. To me, um, but why didn't they show the memorial service? I don't think they represented her too good. Waddell did not lie. He had no reason to lie. The judge had Alzheimer's. I have researched this case for 18 years and have spoken to many people involved in this case. Darin was not investigated. That is what the whole issue was. Why didn't they investigate him too? I mean, there were two people in that house that night and her throat was cut. Something else is very conflicting. One of the juror members said that he was not shown the pictures of the bruising on Darlie's arm. Now, I saw a picture. Her arm was black and blue. Now, I was told that this was took after she was released from the hospital. So I tried to look at some hospital photos of her. And I did see bruising on her arm. Now, was it as bad as the other picture? I don't know. I couldn't really tell. You wrote an article? Oh, I would love to read that. Well, the reason, that's why they've not set an execution date is because of her appeals. I think she's got a couple more small appeals. I think Stephanie told me. I wonder why they didn't look at that picture. That one member of the jury, he was a man, an older guy. He said that he wouldn't have convicted Darlie or voted for guilty if he had saw that. I think her lawyer was a little cocky, and I think that he thought that he had the case won. He definitely should have made sure, tried to get the jury to have seen the memorial service before the silly string video. Now, I do admit she does act strange in that video. Hell, Darin acts strange to me in that video. He's like telling stories about how they're good parents, and. So that was a little odd to me. He acted just as odd as she did, in my opinion. Waddell is a liar. I watched the dialogue, body language dialogue woman, analyze his body language and Darlie's in a video. She said that he seemed super nervous and very uncomfortable. Probably because of seeing two kids murdered, I guess. Right, Shirley. And a knife, stabbing someone to death is a very personal killing. Yeah, I mean, you're right up on the person as you're stabbing them. That's very personal. The target was the kids. Now, what makes me kind of conflicted with between Darlie's innocence and guilt is the boys were butchered. Her wounds were totally different. Now, did the killer think was he over top of her? She slept and sliced her throat. Um, and thought maybe she was dead, but why wouldn't he stab her in the chest and things like he did the boy or ever who the intruder is? Oh, okay, Will. Oh, really? The light truth? Waddell claimed during the bond hearing that the door was open in trial. You know what Stephanie had a theory about? You know how Waddell said when he got there that Darin was walking across the street to go get like a nurse that lived next door across the street or whatever? But Stephanie Hopkins said maybe that was the killer that Waddell ran into. And another thing that puzzles me, hi Karen, is if Darlie staged this crime scene, why the crap did she take that sock and put it down that alleyway? Why would she do that for? Did she think no one would find it? That was pretty dumb. Or did the killer drop it? Did he really chloroform her? I get more puzzled by this case every day. Why would Darlie take the fifth when she was asked if she loved her children or not? I mean, why would you do that? Be like, of course. Now, I have noticed a few things about Darlie, um, like with her voice when she's asked questions and her eye movement. I know you can't really judge someone by them blinking their eyes a lot, but it seems like sometimes when she's asked questions that she gets this little girl weak voice and starts batting her eyes. Now, however, I bat my eyes a lot. I always have since I was a kid. So I don't know if you can judge her by that, but I have noticed that. Joe Douglas, I will read that. Where can I find that at? You may have said, but I don't see it in the chat. Joe said, two undercover detectives lied to get no knockoff raid. Oh, really? Wow, just said, I'm going to look into that. Really? So the cop pulled up. See, I always thought Darin was in the house when the first responding officer got there. Now, Stephanie Hopkins has a 911 call. The 911 call that Darlie had, she's kind of got it slowed down and kind of fixed it a little bit. And in the background, you can hear Officer Waddell tell Darlie to sit down, lay down because her throat's bleeding. So that's why I'm confused. He says, oh, she wasn't doing anything to help her children. But in the background, you can hear him tell her to sit down. He was outside by the fountain. Okay. So one of those detectives took the fifth when they set up that surveillance at the cemetery. They pled the fifth. Have you ever heard of a detective pleading the fifth in a murder case? Unless he's trying to save his own butt because he did something illegal, it could have violated federal wiretapping laws. Patterson admitted on the stand that Darlie did mention wedding towels. Darin and Darlie Key lied about who ran out of the front door when he arrived. It wasn't the intruder, it was Darin. But they lied on the Lisa interview. Wow, I'm going to have to, I've watched that interview. I'm going to have to go back and catch that. Mad Gas Guy. Was Darlie Routier a particularly gruesome crime. Oh my gosh. One of the kids was so brutally stabbed that the knife actually went through the child and hit the floor. And when Darin tried to do CPR, wasn't it on Devin? When he would blow in his mouth, blood would squirt up out of the child's chest. Now, I do have the autopsy report for Devin. I had to go back and look through that. Someone sent me a long time ago. It was very gruesome towards the little boy. Now, Brian St. John says, Darlie's neck was cut, but there's been reports that the necklace was actually embedded in her throat. But Brian says that's not true. But I've seen that several places. But he knows this case inside and out. Hey, JoJo. The boys, I'm going to agree with Shirley. The boys were the target. Now, I have several theories about this. I've theorized that Darin knew that Darlie murdered the boys and he helped her stage the crime scene. Or there could have actually been an intruder. Or Darin could have done it himself. It was not embedded in her throat, Brian says. Well, I've seen that on several documentaries stated. I know you and I have talked about it before, and you said that wasn't true. And Brian also said that Darlie's arm wasn't bruised like that in the hospital. Now, I've had Stephanie and Danny tell me different, which are Darlie friends and some supporters. I'm glad I found this affidavit about Darin, though. But yeah, last night on that episode, Brian, Darin's sitting on the porch. And he does say that. He does say that he lied about that just to help Darlie. It was concocted by her lawyers about the house. So who's telling the truth? If he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? I theorized that Darin loved Darlie so much that he covered for her. But you never know. Anything's possible. There could have been an intruder. But if there was an intruder, if someone's going to murder little children like that, they're psychotic. So why wasn't there other murders around that area? Or were there? I was in high school when this case happened. Judge never admitted he had Alzheimer's. I know it. The stabs were horrendous. I mean, they were huge gashes. I actually have an autopsy picture of little Devin that I've only glanced at one time. It came with the report someone sent me, but the gashes are huge. And they totally hurt a lot different than Darlie's. That is what is so suspicious. But you know what? He could have set her up. Darin could have set her up. He could have paid someone to do this. They said they had an insurance policy on the boys and Darlie. But last night was the first time that I've ever watched a documentary and actually saw Darlie cry, and it actually touched my heart. I mean, I felt bad for her. I started crying. I actually believed her in that moment, but I go back and forth with her innocence or guilt. Darin also lied about them fighting. She asked for a separation that night. Are you talking to me, Brian? No, he doesn't. I read what you said. Oh, you're talking to the light truth. Okay. Yeah, email it to me. Wild Wise Man. Good point. He could have. It's a good theory. This case is very controversial. It gets people to argue about it. I try not to argue with anybody. I see both sides of it. I could see where people think she's guilty, and I could see where people think she's innocent. I'm very interested in reading that article by Joe Douglas, though. Oh my goodness. Now see, Joe, I heard that I guess after Darlie was, didn't he and Dana go somewhere together, like an amusement park or something? Okay, hold on, I'm on my live stream. Alright, love you, bye, be safe. See if my t-shirt came in the mail. Okay, let's see. I lost track. My hubby was leaving. Girl, Kay, I'm constantly going back and forth with this case. I just found you and watched the video where you talk about the Cam case. I'm actually pretty close to that case, and I can tell you that I believe Cam is still guilty to a degree. Oh, really? I am sitting here kind of blank-minded about the Cam case. I'm like, what case is that? Are you talking to me? Did I do a case, the Cam case? Oh, yeah. Now, he's the trooper that was supposedly, he was wrongfully convicted. Okay, I've got you now. I don't know what that notification was a few minutes ago. I don't know where that came from. What is it? He moved in with her family right after the murder, but he continued to live there after she was arrested. That was just sick. I mean, everybody's different. I wouldn't want to live in the house my family was murdered in. For those of you that are new, I actually witnessed a suicide when I was 28. Someone shot themselves in front of me. The guy I was dating, and I could not stay in that house where it happened. I could not. But everybody's different. I have heard the rumors about, y'all be nice to each other now. I have heard the rumors about Dana and Darin. I heard that Darlie Key kind of said something to him. I guess they were too touchy-feely with each other. Now, that's just a rumor. I don't want to make any accusations against anyone like that if I don't know the facts. So I don't know who Jovel is and her mother. So y'all know more about this case than I do. Y'all just be nice when we're talking about it. I mean, I felt the way Darin spoke about Darlie kind of weird. He told one of those cops, big busted, beautiful blonde, stuff like that. I know he was proud of his wife, but I find that stuff strange. Jovel, okay. Okay, I got you now. I'm going to go watch that, Brian, when I get off here, actually. Yeah, she got the death penalty. She's on death row. Oh, behave, Brian. You and Joe kind of got a history together, right? Going back and forth with the Darlie case. Oh, really? So Dana was living there, but yet he hired a nanny. Wow. Hey, Linda, welcome. I remember you. Oh, so are you a Darlie? Do you believe in Darlie's innocence? We all have different opinions on this channel about different cases, and it's okay. Everybody can have their opinion. She was not living there. She'd been there 2 weeks. Yeah, behave, Brian. I'll get you. Brian's all right. Brian, I would never debate Brian. Oh my gosh, I could never even, not even on a subject I was familiar with. Brian, I'm gonna have to get you on here again about Darlie. I'd like for you to debate a Darlie supporter and me kind of mediate. I'd be a good mediator. I'm not a good debater because I'm not like I don't know, I'm not just not an aggressive person. You know what I mean? I'm just too laid back to debate. Yeah. Well, maybe or Joe, he, she. I don't know if it's a she or a he, but um, maybe she's got some information, Brian, you don't know about. That's why she's saying that. Oh, did you with the light truth? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get the light truth on here. Please check my email. Okay. Okay, the light truth. I'm going to. Let me get me some coffee and get back to my Chromebook. And I'll check it. Now, I will give it to Brian. He knows his stuff when it comes to the Darlie case. Okay, let me get to my email, guys, and let's see what the light truth sent. I won't read any personal messages that you send me just about this case. Wow, I have lots of emails I've not checked. Wow, okay, wrong email. You go to my YouTube one. I definitely need a Wi-Fi booster. Okay. Oh gosh, my Wi-Fi is slow. Okay, it just says, if you're on trial for your life, would you be comfortable with a judge suffering from Alzheimer's, FLD being the gatekeeper? Be honest with yourself, even if you don't admit it here. Let's see if I can get into this picture. Let's see. Mr. Douglas Mulder, Your Honor, will you require us to object in front of the jury, the court? I will not. Mr. Doug Mulder, and you can assure us that you will recall our objections, the court. I can assure you of that. I am not that far gone yet. I may be up to ZN Alzheimer's, but I'm not that far gone. You will not something to object. I'm going to have to go over it. Oh, wow. So the judge is admitting that they have Alzheimer's? Is that what this is? The truth? The light, truth, the truth, light, whatever it is. I'm trying to click on. See what else here. So the judge basically admitting that he's not that far gone with Alzheimer's yet. Wow. Well, he definitely shouldn't have been a judge if this is true and he has Alzheimer's, which I'm not saying the light truth is not sharing correct information at all. I'm just saying. Joe, I spoke to Waddell and he told me he had no idea Darin did CPR on Devin before he got there. I sent him proof that Darin announced Devin was dead long before he arrived there. Well, he probably knew he was dead. You reckon when he come downstairs and checked him, I guess he knew. Thank you guys for sharing information with me. I'm going to go look at the Light Truth email better when I get off here. My Wi-Fi is a little bit slow where I had two devices on. I need a booster. I think these are links about the Darlie case. Anyways, guys, great discussion this morning. I'm going to end this live stream and get some things done around the house. I'll keep you updated about Malia Davis's case. I think the stepfather will be charged as soon as they can get some forensics against him or get him in there and get a confession. But I do believe that is Maleah's body he's carrying out in that laundry basket. If not, it's some of her items. But I'd say that's how he got her out of the apartment. If she left the apartment alive, there should be proof of it. There, let's see. I'm seeing y'all's chats still. No, she didn't. She's innocent. Thank you, the Light Truth. Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to get into my email and really look at what you sent me. I couldn't really open it up and see all of it because it's just so slow where I'm live streaming. But anyways, y'all have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and to all the mothers and grandmothers that's in heaven. Happy Mother's Day. I love you all. Be kind to each other. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace and God bless.